What's up, guys? In today's video, we have our first look at Indigo Park Chapter 2. They just revealed an official teaser trailer. We're going to react to the entire thing. We're going to see what it has in store for us, find any secrets that we can, and then after that, I got permission, by the way, from Unique Geese. We're going to go over to their Kickstarter, and I'm going to show you guys some gameplay screenshots that they've revealed over there, along with some behind the scenes and, like, you know, other story info that we haven't really heard of before. Like, I'm talking about, like new characters, stuff like that. It's all going to be at the end of the video, though, so stay tuned for that. Anyways, though, let's go ahead and start with the Chapter 2 official teaser trailer. Let's give it a watch. Here we go. I said all of that very fast. I don't know why. Sometimes I don't realize how fast I'm talking. Ooh, rendered in-engine footage. All subject to change. Oh, this looks good. Yeah, we're definitely in, like, okay, this is definitely giving off that, like, aquarium feel. Ooh, Oceanic Odyssey. So this is Finley's, right? Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Ooh, a little diving suit right there. All the foliage. What do you call that? The vines and stuff. Ooh, otters, penguins. Okay, yeah, so this is obviously, I mean, duh, but a bunch of underwater stuff and, like, water themed stuff. Oh, look at the lighting, man. It looks good. Everything does look kind of sharp though, but it looks good. Of course, Rambley's back saying what's up. Ooh, okay, so wait a minute, is that it? Indigo Park Chapter 2, right? We're gonna get a release date. Chapter 2 in development. Is that it? Yeah, so no release date, and that's it. Okay, so it's just gonna tell us it's in development. But man, this guy, Finley, looks completely different. Is that even him? He looks like a whole different beast right now. I will say this version of him, while it does look creepy and very scary, I liked how the original one looked like something you would actually see at, like, a Disney theme park, you know? This one, I don't know about you seeing this thing. I mean, maybe for, like, the Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios or something like that, but it's still cool. I like this design a lot. He's very silky looking. Look, you can see all the scales on him, the big old ears he has, or whatever you call those, the sharp teeth. It looks scary. Yeah, it looks scary. And like I said, I don't know, maybe that original one is, like, before he got corrupt, because obviously Molly McCall looked different than she did at the end of Chapter 1 when she ended up attacking us. So maybe this, like, maybe he looked like that and then ends up turning into this thing. I have no idea. But yeah, this thing is cool, man. I like, oh, look at the eyelids roll over. That's cool. And then he swims away. Very cool looking design, though. I'm a fan of it. It looks good. And now, obviously, like I said, it doesn't look like the original, but I think it looks good for what it is. Very awesome. All right, so let's go back through this and let's check it all out. Okay, so right here we have just water dripping down, nothing really too crazy there. I guess it's to kind of show that this place has been forgotten, which you already knew that. The pipes have been leaking, nothing's been repaired. So yeah, that's not good. And it's kind of showing the pipe that's coming from right here. This area right here, though, it gives off that vibe of, like, actually being at an aquarium, which I'm a big fan of. I like the lighting. I like the, you know, the water everywhere, and, like, the, what do you call these? The little things that, like, light up, the different algae or whatever you call, I can't think of the name of them. And then, of course, this is obviously called Oceanic Odyssey, which we can see right there. Now, Rambley the raccoon, he is, looks like somebody ripped his head off and put him inside of a clam or something like that. He's like the pearl inside of a clam. But yeah, his head is just in one of those. Now, this poster right here, it says Finley Oceanic Odyssey, and it's like people looking in at Finley, and it's just like his giant eye, it looks like, right there. And this place is obviously called Oceanic Odyssey, which you already knew. There's a door right here, which, if I do remember correctly, yeah, there's like these 4 buttons, which I don't know what that is. Maybe, I mean, obviously I would assume it's a way of getting in, but I don't know. I'm not sure, because I've never approached the door and it had like 4 big squares next to it to get in, but maybe that's not what that is. I don't know. And there's, like, seating in here and different chairs and paperwork and stuff like that. And obviously all the vines and stuff like that. Very, very cool. Now, obviously this is supposed to be like a water, you know, aquarium sort of area. But one of the things I always loved about going to SeaWorld when I was a kid is I loved going to the killer whales. Something about them is very scary. I mean, well, I know why they're scary. They're huge and they can kill you if they wanted to. Obviously they don't, but they could. And I love the idea of, like, you know, like in Jurassic Park, even in Jurassic World, where, like, they look into this giant aquarium or whatever you want to call it, a giant fish bowl, basically, and you can see how deep it is, and you can, like, see the creature actually swimming around in there. That kind of stuff always creeps me out, especially when they have, like, the big glass windows like you can see here, and you can actually, like, see, you know, like a killer whale, let's say, just, like, swimming by. I hope they do something like that with Rambley swimming by, dude. That'd be hilarious if they somehow do that. But no, with Finley swimming by and actually getting that kind of vibe, that feeling that you get whenever you see a killer whale. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, though, this suit right here, I would assume maybe you can wear it. That'd be kind of cool. We can actually go underwater and experience something like that. I doubt it. But my guess is just to, like, show that this is what they wear to go down there. This almost looks like an area, though, where, like, you'd open this door and it, like, somehow led to the underwater part, but I doubt it. There's a ladder right here, so someone was working on something. Just, you know, there's really not much to see. I mean, there's a lot to see, but like not much in the same vein. Right here, though, you've got a vending machine. Hopefully I can actually drink from that. Hopefully, come on. And then, you know, just a giant tree in the middle that's obviously completely overgrown. Now, one thing I noticed too, look at this right here. This is ripped open. So something was contained in here. It has broken out. Whatever it was, it has broken out. It looks like to the right of it, there is somebody there. I don't know who that is. It almost looks like Lloyd the lion, right? But that wouldn't, I don't think that would make any sense. I don't know if this is a new character or what this is. If you guys have any guesses, let me know in the comment section. It doesn't look like Finley. I don't know. But I would assume, oh, there's a Lloyd the lion cutout right there. So yeah, I mean, that might be what that is. Just like a different angle of it. Yeah, I think that is what that is. But then that raises the question as to who was in here that broke out, which I think we might get our answer to right here. So look at this, penguins. So there's penguins here. Maybe penguin mutated and broke out of there. I don't know. But Indigo Wildlife Initiative. And it looks like something it says right here, keeping something. Can't really read it. There's like fish on the wall right there. Otters. So yeah, this could all be hints as to new characters, penguins, otters. Right here, there's a sign that says river otter. And then something else right here, which I can't really read it. But yeah, these could all be hints as to like new characters I haven't seen yet. Penguin sign again. Finley. Now, what does that say? Some sort of fish with a K. I don't know. Something K-O blank fish. I'm sure this is a real fish. You could probably look it up. It's probably an actual thing. But yeah, these are just things I'd be swimming around. This right here, though. Oh my gosh. They have the opportunity to make that very creepy, dude. Just seeing something swimming around in there. I'm telling you. And I haven't had a game replicate that very well. Like, you know, like what I was saying earlier about the killer whales and stuff. That feeling. So this right here looks very cool. I love the lighting here. I don't think this is actual outside, right? Because where we left off, it was nighttime. This might be like an artificial, like fake outside area. But man, that looks cool. I have noticed though, like if you notice, there's a lot of shimmering on things, which I mean, if you pause it though, videos do this on like, when I'm rendering a video in Adobe, completely off topic, but it makes it have that like shimmering effect, or certain games have that if you have like certain anti-aliasing on, stuff like that. But I would assume, obviously it says right here, rendered in-engine footage, all subject to change. In the main game, I don't think it'll look like that, you know, where it's like shimmering. But yeah, it's just something I noticed. Otters, Rambly, saying what's up to us. More underwater areas. Very, very cool. Very cool. And of course, the final look at Finley. So that is everything that we have for the main trailer. I hope I didn't miss anything. If I did, let me know in the comment section down below. But yeah, it looks great. Everything looks fantastic. I'm very excited to see what they do with this. I cannot wait, man. Now, let's go ahead and get into the Kickstarter stuff, where there's a lot of more stuff revealed. Okay, now, as for the Kickstarter images, the first one's on screen now. Now, keep in mind, I had to download these and I tried copying them and like pasting them somewhere else so they'd be better quality. I could not get a better quality version of this image right here. So it's a little pixelated, but obviously that's not what it's going to look like in the main game. Duh. But anyways, though, let's check this out. So this is Seafoam Street Coffee. Now keep in mind, these are very early footage of the game with no lighting, stuff like that. I want to make that very obvious because some people are going to say, this looks horrible. This looks blah, 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 blah. Don't care, okay? It's very early. Keep that in mind. But yeah, this is the Seafoam Street Coffee Shop, a place that we're going to actually find in the Oceanic Odyssey area, I would assume. We've got our flashlight in hand, our little wristband. Obviously, we carried that over. And, you know, you would just go here to order coffee and stuff like that. Little rambly picture. And you can order stuff like espressos, lattes, and stuff like that. None of them are seemingly themed around, maybe that one might be, it says see something. I would assume they're probably themed around like the area, but it's too hard to read this. But yeah, right here, look, testing build, nothing is final. Keep that in mind, guys. But yeah, once again, you can see like everything is very overgrown and there's like random stains on the floor and stuff like that. Very, very cool. Now the next one we have here is this. Zoom in, enhance. Now this is the part that we saw from the trailer, where you got like the little rambly stuff. Now I want to say they moved these around in the trailer. I think in the trailer they're a little bit closer, like more over here. But look at this. So it says right here, Finley's something. It's that same sign, and the door is actually open, it looks like. So yeah, that door will be openable, I would assume. And looks like there's like some crates and stuff like that in there. Now over here though, this looks like a cave, like a door you would open. It almost looks like there's like a keypad or some sort of device right here that we would maybe need to like get, you know, the right access for on our little wristband to actually open this thing up, or that might be a puzzle. I don't know. That's just what it looks like to me. It looks like a cave opening that, you know, with a door in front of it. But yeah, that could lead to something crazy. Anyways, though, it looks like over here, there's some broken glass. I don't know. It's really hard to tell. Yeah, it looks like broken glass right here. So yeah, stuff has definitely been breaking out of this place. There's a lot of broken glass, a lot of things breaking out of areas they shouldn't be breaking out of. Next up, though, we've got this one. So Finley. So what does it say? Come something? I don't know. Come meet Finley at the, I got it. Come meet Finley at the Oceanic Odyssey. Boom! I was able to read it. So yeah, that's what we expected right here. So it's 2 eyes. And in the trailer we just watched, it looked like it was just one singular eye. So they could have changed that. I don't know. But yeah, regardless though, it's, a child obviously saying hi to Finley as he's staring them down right there. Staring them eye to eye. They've locked eyes right there. And then of course, this weird rambly thing. It definitely kind of creeps me out just having Ramley's decapitated head just inside of a clam or whatever, but it's cool. Right here though, so yeah, that was broken glass that we saw earlier. Once again, another one of these tube things. Now these tube things we saw in the trailer, they hold like fish and seaweed and stuff like that, but yeah, this is what this is right here. So yeah, that is what that is. But yeah, once again, looks like they were doing construction here, right? I would assume that's what that is. They're trying to maybe repair a wall and then they gave up. Something happened, they all just left and ran away. So they just were like, yep, ditch the whole place, leave it to rot, we're out of here. But yeah, I think that's what that's supposed to be. Like, it's like one of those things that you get on and then it rises up and you can like repair stuff. And I don't know, I see yellow tape and rocks and stuff. I just assume repair, that's what that screams to me. I don't know what this is, this white bubble. What is that, dude? What is that? I don't know what that white bubble is up there, but it's probably a pearl or something. I don't know. It's some sort of decoration for the aquarium. But yeah, oh, there's those 4 switches. Okay, so wait, that's what we saw in the trailer. That was like, I don't know what that is. I guess those are like light switches or something. I don't know. There's 4 of them there again at a different door. So yeah, I don't know. Best guess, let me know in the comments on that one. Last screenshot though, we have an early look at the Chapter 2 menu. Check this out. This looks cool. I like it. I mean, it's a menu. But this looks like maybe the area that you'd walk into the Oceanic Odyssey, like you would come through here and then this is like the front desk maybe. Obviously it's missing a bunch of stuff because it's a very early look at it, but yeah, I would assume this is like where you walk in, there's like a greeting area right here, but I'm not too sure. Okay, so that is all of these screenshots that we have though for Chapter 2. Now, let's get into some story details. Okay, now for some story details here, we've got a little bit of info here as to what we can expect. Not much, and once again, I did ask Unique Geese if I can actually share this, and they said, yeah, you're good to share it, so yeah, okay, I want to keep that in mind. Anyways though, we're gonna kind of start halfway through it here, because the rest is kind of talking about Kickstarter stuff, but this says Chapter 2 is about 75 to 80% written. We're still working through some plot points and specific pieces of dialogue, but we're getting really close to having the core of the chapter written up and ready for voice acting. Now, also keep in mind, this is a post from quite a while ago, December 7th, 2024. So I imagine the story is probably written and some of this other stuff that we're going to mention here. Now, they go on to say we have all of the main cast of Chapter 2 voice casted. I can confirm here that Chapter 2 will feature some new characters as well as some returning cast. As soon as we have all of the writing done on the chapter, we'll begin recording voice lines and getting animation done, both 2D and 3D. We've also done some animation tests for Chapter 2, both with 3D models and 2D. We're really excited with how things are shaping up. So yeah, first little bit of info right there. We have new characters, which we kind of figured. So besides Finley and everyone else, there's going to be some new people. Now, it also mentioned returning cast, which obviously Ramley would be one of them. One of those, we already saw that. Maybe Lloyd as well, because we've seen his cutout in there. And I mean, Molly McCaw, maybe her head will just roll in and start speaking to us. That could be kind of cool. Maybe she'll be back as well. I don't know. But yeah, let me know your guess as to who else you think might return in the chapter, because I mean, we've got a pretty big variety of people that could make a comeback as well. Now, new people, I would assume maybe those penguins and otters and stuff like that. We could be getting some voices for those, which would be very cool. Now they do mention, speaking of characters, we have new characters 2D designs completely finished and are working on some alternative designs for them. So obviously we know like Molly McCaw and stuff like that, whenever she transformed, got all scary looking. That's what they're talking about here. So at least maybe, I'm guessing. But yeah, so new characters 2D designs. And so they will be able to like transform and stuff like that and turn into these horrifying monsters. So yeah, the new characters will be scary looking. I wish I could show you some of the new characters, but it's way too early and we got to save some surprises, right? We're actually working on something really cool and big that will be posted over on my YouTube channel well before Chapter 2 is ready. That will give you a first look at some Chapter 2 stuff. I just have to keep my mouth shut until it's ready. So like I said, this is from December. They could be talking about that teaser trailer that we just reacted to, or they could be talking about something else. I don't know. A handful of the environments are well on their way out of being blocked out. I don't know what that means. They're way out of being blocked out. I'm going to share some screenshots here, but keep in mind, nothing is final. I don't want to show too much before our big Chapter 2 trailer, but I'm really happy with the quality jump from Chapter 1 to Chapter 2. So that's the screenshots I already had a look at. They show like the Finley, Oceanic Odyssey little poster with the rambly head, stuff that we already saw. With a new chapter comes new mechanics and overhauls. One thing we're focusing on early is a revamp of the menu system. Previously, we were using an asset from the marketplace as a base for our menus, but it led to complications with creating new menus as well as an overcomplicated system for the player. Here's a quick little preview of the start of our new main menu for Chapter 2. Again, everything is subject to change. We want to create a new menu that is similar to Chapter 1's but completely new. Now, that's also the screenshot that we saw of the Chapter 2 menu, the last one that we just looked at. We're also actively working on some new mechanics and gameplay elements to hopefully elevate Chapter 2 more than a glorified walking sim. We've gone through a handful of ideas, but I think we're cooking up some fun sections for Chapter 2. Yes, that sounds awesome. I mean, I enjoyed Chapter 1, but I mean, that's the complaint that all these sort of games get is like, oh, just a walking sim, just a walking sim. Bendy has that problem a little bit, but then they introduced like the fighting in that game, and the fighting was just so meh. So now they go on to say there is so much more we're working on, and I wish I could show it all to you, but we have to be kind of selective in how much we show. There's a lot of big things coming for this game, and I hope that today's update will help catch you guys up on where we've been at. Again, I'm just trying to make sure that when we do these update posts, that they are as efficient as we can make them. I'm just battling a lot when it comes to the business side of things, and yeah, so they go on to talk about, you know, the Kickstarter side of things, and obviously the business side of the game and merch and stuff like that. But yeah, they are moving on with Chapter 2, and they're gonna make something. They're gonna do their best to make something cool. So yeah, that's everything that we currently have for Indigo Park Chapter 2. There is some other stuff on here, but it's one of those things where like you're better off just, you know, subscribing to the Kickstarter if you guys want to see it. It's a lot of like behind the scenes stuff, and like you know, they have like an art book, and they have like a first look at that, and just a bunch of other really cool things on here. But yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait for Chapter 2. If you guys like these kind of videos, let me know in the comment section down below. We'll keep covering, you know, more of Chapter 2 as we get it. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out.